Welcome to Earth, a Love Story. I'm your host, Robin Lassiter. This is a solo show and a snapshot of my ever inelegant but ever earnest reaction to the news of the week. The whistleblower David Grush came forward and said not only does the US government have spacecraft from other species, but also that when you recover something that's either landed or crashed, sometimes you encounter dead pilots. So there's that. How are you guys doing? I'm feeling activated, pressured, obliged. I'm feeling an urgency ringing through me. Sometimes I feel like I'm a guitar string strung between heaven and earth just waiting to be plucked. And then finally, I'll emit whatever tone, note, frequency that I'm supposed to be emitting here on this planet. Don't get me wrong, there is a me-ness to me. It's not all influence and confluence. I feel like I have my own thoughts and experiences and autonomy, but I also feel like the ETs have me by the hair and the earth has me by the feet, and they both have me by the balls. I've always felt like an in-between person, neither here nor there, so not really anywhere. In between worlds, in between boyfriends, in between experiences. Always waiting for the next thing to happen so that I would finally have some clarity on what is going on here and what I'm supposed to be doing. It sounds like I'm bitching about it, and I am. But I also secretly love it. I am in between there, too. In between needing it and pushing it away. Go away, no wait a minute. I think that's why when it's plastered on every socials feed and on the news and being texted to me by friends near and far that, spoiler, the US has intact alien craft and has been running secret programs for almost a century, I can slip so easily into that in-between space. I'm excited, validated, and can almost see the world behind the world of this public disclosure. And I'm also activated, itchy, ontologically wobbled and squeezed, and thinking about how experiencers don't have the luxury of soft, slow disclosure. These may be bombshells to the world, but they're nothing like the bombs we've privately weathered and tried to make sense of, and tried not to lose our fucking minds over. It's all so complicated because I, for one, wouldn't trade it. Will and consent and intention and agreement and intrusion and invitation are tricky things in this tricky part of my life. I've come to terms with my contact experiences, except for the sexual stuff, because Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene one thing at a time, please, I'll get to that. But every time this public disclosure thing arises, I shiver and shake and my ontology wobbles some more and I breathe and hold myself steady through reality as we know it shifting around me. Like right now, sitting in my little dome in the woods, the dome that they told me to build and turn into a dream temple, along with specific instructions of how and when and what symbols to paint where and the work I'm supposed to do here. That dome. I glance across the bed at my built-in bookshelves and John Mack's Passport to the Cosmos catches my eye, and right next to it is my favorite translation of The Descent of Inanna. And like I always do, I enter the in-between space of, is that a message? A synchronicity? Or is it nothing more than some sort of cognitive pareidolia, my mind making patterns but beneath it there's no self-existent thing? As per usual, there are no answers, only questions, so I let it go. I want the events to add up. I want to know that first that happened and then this happened and this thing is how I know that thing is true. I want history and memory to be accurate. I'm forever annoyed by the amnesiatic nature of the human experience. Fucking fuck. Alright. I've tired myself out now. I'm done complaining and being underneath the thing. So now I turn my attention to my body, my nervous system, and to the hundreds of thousands of humans on the planet who've experienced weird and wild things of all kinds, things that do not fit into consensus reality. Maybe if you're like me, you feel both excitement and unease. excitement that these things are finally being taken seriously by a serious world in a serious way. And that is definitely a good thing. And unease because it's coming through the lens of the government military machine, and you know that if you're a hammer, all you can see are nails, and that chills you to your bones. And maybe like me, you've had a lifetime of alien, ET, NHI, or whatever they are, contact. A lifetime of weird experiences. Or maybe for you, they're just beginning. Maybe you've been out of body, noticed strange states of consciousness, prophetic dreams, paralysis, ghosts, UFOs, or as they're calling them now, UAPs. But an updated UAP. UAP no longer stands for unidentified aerial phenomenon. Did you know that? Our government, and this gives me a weird little tinge of hope and also shudders and chills, now refers to whatever this is as unidentified anomalous phenomenon. A move away from the specific to the broad could be seen as worrisome, like, oh God, we know less about this than we thought we did. We thought it was contained to the sky, but nope. Not just aerial, not just intermedium either, not just moving from sky to water to space to sky. Not just that, not just anything. Not a narrowing down, but an opening up is required here. So the word anomalous comes closer to encompassing the thing as it actually is. The thing that defies description and wrangling and collapsing down into something you can wrap your hands and your head around. Try to wrap your heart around it, and you might end up in helpful territory. It's all still very governmental and acronymy though. We've established an all-domain anomaly resolution office, or AARO, to study unidentified aerial phenomenon, or UAP. Can I make fun of the governmental body itself while still having total compassion for the people involved? Yes, I can. I'm mad at the government body for all of the ways it gaslit and destroyed people who had real experiences long before the government knew what to do about it all. Still doesn't, of course. I'm furious about that, actually. Furious that there were overt disinformation campaigns that turned people like me into the butt of every joke. Insert cringy anal probe quip here. And that those campaigns were successful and became the rhetoric around this for the last nearly 80 years. Furious that it became part of the collective consciousness along with a ruthless, rational materialism that unwove the rainbow completely, so that even as I began to approach my own experiences, I had to wade through my intrinsic self-abandonment, my internalized gaslighting and ridicule to even get close to the thing. So yes, I'm mad, but not at the people, never at the people. Hate the game, not the player. Rage against the machine that eats everything and never sleeps, a hungry ghost that becomes bigger than the people, and is who we find ourselves suddenly, accidentally praying to. That's what always ruins everything. But I digress. So here finally is the crux of my seeking and ranting and casting about. How are you handling all of this? Are you afraid, or angry, or sad? Are you excited, elated, certain this is why you came to the burning world to witness the unraveling? Are you hopeful that on the other side we can create something better together? Are you feeling, perhaps, all of the above? Hand on the heart, deep breath, and lean back into the thing behind the thing that's filled with unconditional love. You're not alone. Your experiences are valid and real. Find what feels true to you and lean in, my friend. There is nowhere else to go. There is nothing else to do. And now, to help ground us back into the real, animate world, is an excerpt from the book The Spell of the Sensuous by David Abram. Today we participate almost exclusively with other humans and with our own human-made technologies. It is a precarious situation given our age-old reciprocity with the many-voiced landscape. We still need that which is other than ourselves and our own creations. We are human only in contact and conviviality with what is not human. Does this imply we must renounce all our complex technologies? It does not. But it does imply that we must renew our acquaintance with the sensuous world in which our techniques and technologies are all rooted. Without the oxygenating breath of the forests, without the clutch of gravity and the tumbled magic of river rapids, we have no distance from our technologies, no way of assessing their limitations, no way to keep ourselves from turning into them. We need to know the textures, the rhythms, and tastes of the bodily world, and to distinguish readily between such tastes and those of our own invention. Direct, sensuous reality, in all its more than human mystery, remains the sole, solid touchstone for an experiential world now inundated with electronically generated vistas and engineered pleasures. Only in regular contact with the tangible ground and sky can we learn how to orient and to navigate in the multiple dimensions that now claim us. I want to thank everyone who held me over the last few days while I thrashed and wobbled. It's nice not to be alone in this. And thank you to Morgan Jenks for our musical soundscapes. You can find out more about his creations and support his newest album on Bandcamp by checking the show notes. For more information about my work or to book a one-on-one session with me, visit honeyheart.org.